Good evening. Coming up tonight.
This Tuesday was Election Day across the United States. Stay tuned to hear from voters and take a look at results.
Plus, Gamecocks will soon have a great cause to give blood and potentially beat Clemson.
And later, we'll tell you about a special guest coming to campus, however impractical it may sound.
But first, Caiden Dinkins is in the studio here with us now. Caiden, what weather can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, right now we're already starting to see the impacts from Nicole. I'll have more details on that forecast coming up tonight on SGTV Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Riley Hackett.
And I'm Caroline Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Tuesday was the 2022 midterm election day. Across the state, South Carolinians visited polling places and saw little to no lines, likely because 560,000 South Carolinians took advantage of a new chance to vote early. We spoke to two voters who chose to vote Tuesday at polling places in Charleston and Columbia.
Definitely women's rights and reproductive rights were really on my mind, and in Charleston County, education as well.
Education, because my background's education. And as far as other issues, I think inflation, the increase of prices now.
Polls in the state closed at 7 and the counting began. Here in South Carolina, Governor Henry McMaster won another term. McMaster earned 58.1% of votes to beat Democrat Joe Cunningham. When McMaster finishes this term, he'll be the state's longest-standing governor at 10 years. South Carolinians also re-elected Senator Tim Scott. In the heated race for State Superintendent of Education, Republican Ellen Weaver beat Democrat Lisa Ellis. Republican Nancy Mace was re-elected to the House of Representatives in South Carolina's 1st Congressional District. South Carolina's 2nd Congressional District re-elected Republican Joe Wilson to the House, and the 5th District re-elected Republican Ralph Norman. The state's only Democrat representative in the House, James Clyburn, was re-elected in the 6th Congressional District. Republican Russell Fry, who unseated incumbent Tom Rice in the primary, officially took the 7th District by nearly 30%.
South Carolina's legislative efforts to pass a stricter abortion ban failed this week. The House brought a proposal to the Senate this week, and the senators rejected it. Then, the House decided not to return for another meeting to find a compromise. This comes after dozens of meetings and sessions since early summer. This was state legislators' last chance to agree on an abortion ban. This year's legislative session ends this weekend, but they can't agree on how strict the abortion ban should be. House members want a near total ban on abortion, while Senate members just want to tweak the current 6-week ban. Since they couldn't reach an agreement on time, now they'll have to wait until January and start the whole process over again. In January, all bills will have to start at the beginning of the legislative process. This means that even if state legislators eventually find a compromise, South Carolinians won't see that ban passed for many months. In the meantime, abortions up to 6 weeks of pregnancy are still legal in the state. Legal exceptions for rape, incest, and health of the mother are also still in place.
The Forest Acres community will soon see some demolition and redevelopment. The Richland Mall is scheduled to be bought and demolished by Southeastern Development out of Augusta, Georgia. Forest Acres Mayor Frank Brunson says about this partnership deal, quote, "This is a historic day for Forest Acres and Richland County," end quote. Southeastern Development will hire architects to draw up site plans, which will take about 6 months. Next, Southeastern will rehabilitate the Parisian building, and Belk will relocate there, which will take another 12 to 18 months. The full project is expected to take 4 to 5 years to complete. The final plan for the site includes mixed-use property featuring retail, bars, a grocery store, venue space, and apartments. The grocery store and Belk will serve as the anchors for the new development. This project will be the single largest economic development in Forest Acres in nearly 35 years. The city of Forest Acres said that the demolition will be seen in the next 2 years.
The Palmetto Bowl is coming up soon, and so is a bit of friendly competition for USC students. The University of South Carolina and Clemson University will compete next week in their annual blood battle, when students at the two universities race to donate blood. Last year, the USC community collected 2,026 pints of blood. Combined, the two universities collected 5,284 pints of blood during the 2021 blood battle. The Clemson Tigers won the competition in 2021. This year's winning school will be awarded a trophy at the Carolina-Clemson football game on November 26th. Eligible donors can make an appointment at redcrossblood.org and use the sponsor code Gamecocks. The blood battle will take place starting Monday, November 14th and will continue through Friday, November 18th. Locations include Green Street, the Russell House Ballroom, and the Darla Moore School of Business. You can find a full list of locations and times for blood donation on USC's website. I don't know about you, but I always think the blood battle's a good time.
Absolutely. I think it's a good use of school spirit.
Absolutely, and some friendly competition with Clemson. We love that around here.
We love any chance to beat Clemson. Coming up after the break, the latest in Gamecock sports. Stay close.
SGTV News 4 sports reporter Michael Herring has the scoop. What have you got for us, Michael?
The South Carolina football team bounced back with a win against Vanderbilt. The Gamecocks defeated Vanderbilt with a final score of 38-27. This win over Vanderbilt, South Carolina is now bowl eligible. Their record is now 6-3 this football season, heading into the final stretch of the season. The Gamecocks will take on the Florida Gators this Saturday. The game will kick off at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium at 4 p.m. You can watch the game on the SEC Network. Congratulations to the South Carolina women's soccer team. They won the SEC tournament title over the number 1 seeded Alabama last Sunday. The team defeated Alabama with a final score of 1-0. The win marks the third SEC tournament title in program history. They are now the number 3 seed in the 2022 NCAA women's soccer team. The Gamecocks will host Wake Forest this Saturday at Stone Stadium at 6 p.m. You can watch the game on ESPN+.
Thanks, Michael. Coming up after the break, News 4 entertainment reporter Emmitt Murray will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Joining me now is entertainment reporter Emmitt Murray to fill us in on what's happening in Columbia this weekend. What do you have for us, Emmitt?
Need a few laughs? Joe Gatto's Night of Comedy show is in town this Saturday, November 12th at 7 p.m. You heard that right. Joe Gatto from the hit TV series Impractical Jokers. This legendary comedy show has sold out arenas such as Madison Square Garden and the O2 Arena in London. This event will be held at Koger Center for the Arts, and you can purchase tickets at kogercenterforthearts.com. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Joe Gatto, but I'm a little mad at him for leaving this show. Like, they had such a good run, why'd they have to end it so soon?
It was such a good show, and Joe Gatto coming to the Koger Center is a great event for here in Columbia. Stay tuned on sgtvonline.com next week, as our news branch is going to have a little more to tell you about that.
This coming Saturday during the Soda City Market, you can join Palmetto Luna on Boyd Plaza to celebrate the Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is a Mexican tradition to honor those who have departed. This free event includes a Day of the Dead altar, art and cultural activities. The altar has become a tradition where members of the community can share a prayer, light a candle, or bring a memento to place as an offering for their lost loved ones. Now, I've always thought this is like such a beautiful holiday, and I'm so glad we're like getting the chance to experience it here in Columbia.
I agree with you. It's wonderful, and right there in the Soda City Market. I mean, how could you miss it?
Absolutely, and it's free, guys, so make sure you check it out.
That's all your entertainment news for tonight. Coming up after the break, Caiden Dinkins will let you know what the weather will be like for game day and more. We'll be right back.
All right, y'all, and tonight, right now here in Columbia, South Carolina, that rain, we are feeling those impacts from our tropical storm Nicole. It has downgraded to a tropical storm as it's moving up the east coast towards South Carolina. It is 64 degrees right now. It has cooled down quite a bit. That sky cover completely covered, and that it is possible precipitation is 84%. It is downpouring right now, so be aware of those flooded areas. Now, more impacts from that storm. A severe weather watch is over Columbia, as well as tornado watches for certain counties. Make sure you're keeping an eye on that. Keep an eye on your phones, and make sure you have a safe place to be if you have a tornado warning come up. So that wind is a high rate right now. We also have heavy rain throughout the evening into the later evening as well. That's also when those tornadoes will be at a moderate risk as we move into the later hours of tonight. No hail coming along with this storm. But after that storm, those temperatures will drop down quite a bit. Coming up on Friday, we have 74 and 74 on Saturday, but that rain clears up on Saturday, just a bit above average, and then we drop down quite a bit, 10 degrees below average on Sunday, and then that trend continues downwards through the end of next week and Wednesday as well. And then we move back up just a little bit, but that tropical storm is bringing in some quite cool wind behind the storm, making those temperatures drop down quite a bit. Now for Friday, like I said, we do have early showers tomorrow with a high of 74 and a low of 57. Those showers will subside by Saturday, bringing in a little bit of the same weather, but a little bit more sunny for us, making it a little bit warmer than your 74 that's on Friday. But then through the rest of the week, once again, those temperatures drop right back down before we have another chance for rain on Tuesday and Wednesday as those temperatures continue to decrease, but then they'll increase towards the beginning or towards the middle of next week.
And finally, tonight's Carolina Canine features Malice.
Malice is an adorable 2-year-old pit bull and cattle dog mix. This guy is a happy and confident dog that likes people and other canines.
Malice loves car rides, and he really loves going on field trips where he happily greets strangers, kids, and adults alike. He's neutered, vaccinated, and heartworm negative.
If you're interested in adopting Malice, visit the City of Columbia Animal Services online for more info. Now, I can't have a dog in my apartment, but if I could, it would be Malice.
Malice is so cute, and that is Malice like Dallas, not Malice like malicious, because Malice is the sweetest boy. And that wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Caroline Smith.
And I'm Riley Hackett. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.